Let's actually start with Sahil, who is standing by on Capitol Hill. So, Sahil, these foreign aid bills cleared their biggest hurdle, but it's not done quite yet. What is the timeline to finish this out, and could there be any potential hiccups in the Senate?
Hey, Ryan. Well, there could be some hiccups in the Senate. The most significant one is time. Any one senator can try to drag out this process beyond tomorrow. If Chuck Schumer and the Democrats have their way, this would be passed pretty immediately tomorrow when they come in. But some Republicans will likely try to drag it out, which means it could take until late Wednesday to pass. Beyond that, the other hurdle is if somehow the opponents of it manage to cobble together 41 votes to block it, then it may not pass the Senate. But that scenario is unlikely, given that a very similar bill got 70 votes just a few months ago, with the only difference being the addition of the TikTok language.
And of course, that TikTok language is significant. That was one of the things that was put into this bill at the last second. It's changed the parameters of the original House bill. What's different about this version of the bill, and how significant is its inclusion?
A very significant difference. Now, the previous bill that passed the House in February allowed for a 6-month time window for TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, to sell the app or face a ban nationwide in the United States. That now moves it to 9 months, and if you add the time that's already elapsed since then, it means TikTok will not be banned until at least 2025, early 2025, if the bill passes tomorrow or later this week, which means it'll continue to be a force in the 2024 election. Candidates, including the presidential candidates, can continue to use it through Election Day to try to reach voters and young voters, and there won't be the kind of fallout that we might have seen among young voters who use the app and might want somebody to blame to take their anger out at the ballot box on the fact that it, has been banned if it isn't banned by Election Day, which now it certainly won't be.
All right, and the House is going to return next week. We're probably not going to learn much about Johnson's future until that point, but the fallout still remains, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of House conservatives who are angry at him for allowing this process that led to passage of Ukraine aid, that $60-odd billion that the Ukrainian president says is crucial to his war, to being able to fend off, to defend his country against Russian aggression. But Johnson's future is still very much up in the air. It's not 100% clear, firstly, whether Marjorie Taylor Green, who is leading the charge to oust him, or when she's going to bring up that motion to vacate. She's written it out on a piece of paper, is kind of dangling it in front of him, keeps threatening it. But I asked her on the Capitol steps Saturday, what are you waiting for? Why aren't you bringing up this motion to vacate? Do you not have enough support? Let's play what she said.
I support my majority. I support the majority next time. I do not support Mike Johnson. He's already a lame duck. If we have the vote today in our conference, he would not be speaker today. He's already a lame duck. He can't raise money. Everyone knows it. We know we can't win the majority next year without raising money. He can't be speaker.
Now, Marjorie Taylor Green only has 2 other Republicans who are already on the record saying they'll vote to remove Mike Johnson, which might be enough given how slender this majority is, unless you have Democrats stepping in to rescue the speaker, which some of them have said they would. That includes Tom Suozzi, it includes Jared Moskowitz, who said he doesn't want Marjorie Taylor Green to essentially be running the House. There is there are some chits that Johnson has gained with Democrats by virtue of bringing this package to the floor and standing up to his far right wing. But that won't be the end of the story, Ryan, because as you know, if Mike Johnson ends up surviving with the help of Democrats, that is going to make his job very complicated in the sense that it's going to crash his standing with segments of the conservative base, segments of the Republican Party who will actively point that out at every opportunity and try to weaken what's left of his stature on the right.
Yeah, Sahil, I feel like we have a few more Shakespearean twists in this saga before it comes to an end, that's for sure. Sahil Kapur, thank you for your reporting on Capitol Hill. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.